Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Your Cloud Track. This is a quick introduction video on what we are going to cover as a part of this playlist before moving on to the Google Cloud. So understanding the concepts of big data and its limitation becomes prime importance before we start exploring the Google Cloud services. That's the reason this playlist consists of what is big data, what are the limitations of big data, and how Google Cloud help us to mitigate these limitations or the risks in using the big data or processing the big data at your premises. Then we are going to explore the Hadoop architecture at a very conceptual and at a very high level. Later we are going to see what is map, what is reduce, and what is shuffle. So these three principles becomes prime importance for you to understand it conceptually, because when we move on to the Google Cloud services, so most of the Google Cloud services, especially the data processing services, these concepts of map, reduce, shuffle, somehow they are directly or indirectly related when we start using those services. That's the reason I request you to understand these three concepts very thoroughly. So later we are going to see what is HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System, how the data processes by using HDFS, and so on. On top of that, we are just going to quickly introduce the big data processing tools like what is Apache Spark, what is Apache Beam, what is Apache Kafka, and how these tools we can shift to the Google Cloud and its managed Google Cloud service. We are going to deal it in a great detail when we go on to the cloud services. So basically this playlist should be a kind of conceptual foundation for you all before we move on exploring the Google Clouds. So by the end of this playlist, we will conclude two important things, guys. One is whatever the limitations you face while processing the big data at your premise, how these limitations will be mitigated by Google Cloud. And then the Google Cloud tells you, I will provide all the infrastructure, you no need to take care of any of the infrastructure, whatever you are doing at your premises. You just use your tool, whatever you are currently using, but use my infrastructure. So let me give you a quick example so that the things become very simple. Assume that you are having your own Hadoop setup at your premises, like you have so many VMs, so many computers, you have the network infrastructure, you have the security aspects, and so on, right? And you are using the Apache Spark. Fair enough. Later, Google come to know that, the Google tells you that, hey, whatever the infrastructure you are using at your premises, I will provide you that infrastructure. But you can use your own tool, whatever you are using right now. It means Google gives you that flexibility that whatever the tools you are using to process the big data, you use it, but in my infrastructure. So basically what we are doing is we are transitioning ourselves from on-premises or the traditional approach to the Google Cloud, right? So this is the basic thing we should understand after completion of this playlist, guys. So that's all in this video, and please go through the playlist and understand the concepts very thoroughly so that our sale on the Google Cloud services becomes less of turbulence, guys. So see you soon in the next playlist. Thank you so much and have a good day.